Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen the clouds swirling into a giant spinning cone? That amazing sight is a tornado. Tornadoes are some of nature's most powerful and fascinating weather events. They are like giant vacuum cleaners from the sky, but instead of cleaning up a room, they are made of incredibly fast spinning air. People all over the world are captivated by their power and their mysterious beauty. From a safe distance, they can look almost magical, like something out of a movie. But it's very important to remember that they are also very real and very powerful natural phenomena that we must respect and understand. The reason we find tornadoes so interesting is because they show us the incredible energy of our planet's atmosphere. Think about it. The air around us, which usually feels so gentle, can suddenly come together to form a mighty rotating column that can lift heavy objects. It's a spectacular display of science in action, a real-world example of physics, pressure and temperature creating something truly awesome. Scientists, called meteorologists, spend their entire careers studying these storms. They use amazing tools like radar and satellites to try and predict where and when a tornado might appear, all in the name of keeping people safe from their path. Tornadoes come in all shapes and sizes, from thin, rope-like funnels to massive dark wedges that can be more than a mile wide. We measure their strength using a special scale called the Enhanced Fujita scale, or EF scale for short. This scale helps us understand how strong a tornado is based on the damage it leaves behind. It goes from F0, which is the weakest, all the way up to F5, which represents the most destructive and violent tornadoes imaginable. Each number on the scale tells a story about the tornado's wind speed and its incredible power to change the landscape in just a few minutes. In this essay, we are going to focus on a specific type of tornado, the EF1. While it's not the strongest on the scale, an EF1 tornado is still a very serious and powerful storm that deserves our full attention. Understanding what an EF1 tornado is, how it forms, and what it can do is a fantastic way to learn more about the weather that shapes our world. By learning about these incredible whirlwinds, we can appreciate the science behind them, and most importantly, learn how to stay safe when the wind begins to howl and the sky turns dark. Science is the key to understanding our world and protecting ourselves. So, what exactly is an EF1 tornado? The EF stands for Enhanced Fujita, and the 1 tells us about its strength. An EF1 tornado has wind speeds that are estimated to be between 86 and 110 miles per hour, or about 138 to 177 kilometers per hour. That's actually faster than most cars are allowed to drive on the highway. These tornadoes are considered to be of moderate strength. They are much more common than their bigger, more famous cousins like the EF4s and EF5s. But that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous. They are a perfect example of how even moderate weather can have a big impact on our lives and our communities. The science behind how a tornado gets its energy is all about air. Tornadoes typically form from powerful thunderstorms called supercells. For a tornado to be born, you need a special mix of ingredients in the atmosphere. You need warm, moist air near the ground and cool, dry air higher up. When these two different types of air meet, the warm air wants to rise quickly. As it rises, winds blowing from different directions at different speeds can cause the air to start spinning horizontally like a giant invisible rolling pin in the sky. It's a process we call wind shear, and it's the first step in creating a tornado. This horizontal spinning tube of air is then lifted up into the storm by the rising warm air, which we call an updraft. As the updraft pulls the spinning air column upwards, it tilts it into a vertical position. This makes the column of air spin even faster and get tighter, just like an ice skater who pulls their arms in to spin more quickly. This spinning column inside the storm is called a mesocyclone. If this mesocyclone gets strong enough and a part of it stretches down to the ground, it officially becomes a tornado. It has made contact with the earth and is now a true force of nature. An EF1 tornado is a fully formed tornado, but its energy isn't as concentrated or extreme as the higher-rated storms. The wind speeds are significant enough to cause real damage, but they are not yet at the level where they can completely destroy well-built houses. Think of it as a storm that has all the right ingredients to be a tornado, but perhaps the temperature difference wasn't as extreme, or the wind shear wasn't as intense as it would be for a more violent twister. Even so, with winds over 100 miles per hour, it is a powerful event that showcases the amazing dynamics of our atmosphere. When an EF1 tornado touches down, its 86 to 110 mile/hour winds begin their destructive dance across the landscape. While it might not level entire neighborhoods like a stronger tornado, the damage it causes is serious and should never be underestimated. One of the first things you would notice after an EF1 passes is the damage to roofs. The powerful winds can get underneath the edges of shingles and peel them right off the roof of a house, leaving it exposed to rain and other elements. It can also cause significant damage to gutters and siding, sometimes ripping them away from the building entirely. The force of an EF1 tornado is also very dangerous for mobile homes. These structures are not anchored to the ground as securely as traditional houses, making them much more vulnerable to high winds. An EF1 tornado can push a mobile home off its foundation, or even roll it over, causing severe damage and creating a very dangerous situation for anyone inside. This is why it is especially important for people living in mobile homes to have a tornado safety plan and a secure place to take shelter. The winds can easily break windows on both homes and cars, sending glass flying, which is another major hazard during the storm. Trees are also no match for the power of an EF1. The tornado's winds can snap large branches off of sturdy trees, sending them flying like dangerous projectiles. In some cases, it can even push over weaker, shallow-rooted trees completely. Imagine a large tree falling onto a house or a car. The damage can be immense. This is why authorities often warn people to stay away from windows and to seek shelter in a room without any large trees nearby that could fall on it. The debris from broken trees and other objects becomes part of the tornado's arsenal, making it even more dangerous as it moves along its path. Beyond homes and trees, an EF1 tornado can cause other types of damage as well. It can bend or snap road signs, knock over fences, and cause significant damage to barns and other outdoor buildings like sheds and garages. Doors on garages are often blown in by the force of the wind, leading to structural failure of the building. Even though we call it moderate damage, the cost of repairs can be very high, and the experience of living through it can be very frightening. Understanding this level of damage helps us respect the power of every single tornado, no matter its rating on the EF scale. Knowing about tornadoes is interesting, but knowing how to stay safe is essential. If an EF1 tornado is approaching, your top priority is to get to a safe shelter immediately. The best place to be is in a basement or a specially designed storm cellar. These underground spaces protect you from the high winds and the dangerous flying debris that the tornado kicks up. If you don't have a basement, the next best place is an interior room on the lowest floor of your home, away from all windows. A small bathroom, a closet, or a hallway is a good choice. The more walls between you and the outside, the better protected you will be. It's also a great idea to have a tornado safety kit ready to go before a storm ever happens. This kit should include things like a flashlight with extra batteries, a first aid kit, some water and non-perishable food, and a weather radio. A weather radio is a fantastic tool because it can give you warnings directly from the National Weather Service, even if the power goes out. Having these supplies gathered in one place means you won't have to waste precious seconds looking for them when a tornado warning is issued. Being prepared is a science, and it's a science that can save your life. Here's an interesting fact. Tornadoes can happen in every single state in the United States and on every continent except for Antarctica. However, the area in the central United States known as Tornado Alley sees the most tornado activity. Another fun fact is that most tornadoes in the northern hemisphere spin counterclockwise, while most in the southern hemisphere spin clockwise. This is due to the Coriolis effect, the same force that affects ocean currents and large weather systems. Science is everywhere, even in the direction a tornado spins. In the end, understanding EF1 tornadoes is about more than just knowing wind speeds and damage types. It is about respecting the power of nature and taking the right steps to keep ourselves and our families safe. These storms are a dramatic reminder that our planet's weather is a dynamic and powerful force. By learning the science behind them and preparing for their arrival, we turn fear into knowledge and caution. So the next time you hear a tornado watch or warning, you'll know exactly what to do. You'll be ready to get to your safe place, armed with the power of scientific knowledge. Stay safe and keep exploring the science around you.